I'd like to call the meeting to order. Could I get a roll call, please?
Ms. Craig is not here. Mrs. Fields? Here. Mr. Hyden?
Here.
Mr. Nuss is not here. Ms. Ranzan?
Here.
Mrs. Steele not here. Mrs. Stahl?
Here.
Mrs. Whitty?
Here.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Would you please join me in the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Sussex-Wantage Regional School District Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted in the school building and notice of said meeting sent to the New Jersey Herald and the Star Ledger.
The Sussex-Wantage Regional School District is a responsive, caring, child-centered community. Our mission is to educate each individual to become a competent, lifelong learner and productive, responsible citizen by providing challenging opportunities in a safe environment through a partnership of families, schools, and communities.
At this time, we'll move on to the report of the Superintendent of Schools.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to invite Mr. Schwartz, our middle school principal, up to recognize the students of the month, along with his studies team.
Yeah, my chair.
Good evening, Mr. Gall, Mr. D'Agostino, members of the Board of Education and of our audience tonight. It is with great pride that I stand before you tonight to present the students of the month. Every month I have the pleasure of meeting with each of these individuals. And during these meetings I am able to gain insight into their hobbies, favorite subjects, and extracurricular activities that they participate in. Each of these students tonight have been highly recommended by their teachers. Tonight, as I introduce you to each student, I will provide a brief snapshot of the wonderful accolades that have helped them earn the Student of the Month. In 6th grade this month, the recipient is Joseph Bimby. When I sat with Joe, he told me that his favorite classes were mathematics, science, and technology. Joe indicated that he has always enjoyed these content areas and how they are often connected to each other. When Joe gets older, he would like to pursue a career as a zoologist. This field has always interested him. He has a love for animals and the biology and ecosystems that they live in. Joe enjoys being very active. He likes to spend time with his family and play outside as often as he can. Here at SMS, Joe is part of the cross-country team this fall and looks forward to joining the track team this spring. Joe's teacher stated the following: Joe demonstrates responsibility and a strong work ethic. He is cooperative and works well with others. He leads by example and is a great role model to his peers. It is with great pride that I introduce Joe as the 6th grade student of the month. Awesome.
Congratulations. This is for you, buddy. Congratulations.
Great job. In 7th grade this month, the recipient is Bianca Munoz. When I sat with Bianca, she told me that her favorite classes were reading and social studies. She indicated that she has always loved reading. In particular, she enjoys fantasy. With regards to social studies, Bianca indicated that she simply loves her teacher. When speaking with Bianca about a potential career path, she indicated without any hesitation that she wanted to be a forensic investigator or a crime scene investigator. She is very excited about pursuing all of the coursework associated with these professions. Bianca spends much of her time reading and writing. She also enjoys staying active with cross-country and volleyball here at SMS. Bianca also enjoys being a part of the Builders Club and is looking forward to volunteering at the YMCA in the future. Her teacher stated the following: Bianca is kind, hardworking, respectful young lady. She is always assisting her peers and is considerate to all of those around her. She has really stepped it up this year, and we are looking forward to watching her continue to grow. The sky's the limit with this young lady. It is with great pride that I introduce Bianca as the 7th grade student.
Congratulations. This is for you. Congratulations.
In 8th grade this month, the recipient is Francisco Abrello. When I sat with Francisco, he had some trouble narrowing down his favorite class. He indicated that he really liked science and math and language arts. After we discussed it a little bit further, Francisco shared his newfound enjoyment of reading and writing. Francisco indicated that he would like to be a doctor or a lawyer someday. He knows that he wants to be involved in a profession where he can help others, and that he knows these two, while very different, could provide him with that opportunity. In his free time, Francisco can be found reading a nonfiction book. He told me that he is not necessarily picky when it comes to his nonfiction selections and likes taking in information about a wide variety of topics. Francisco's teachers stated the following: Francisco has demonstrated great growth over the years. It has come as no surprise to many of his previous teachers that he has been selected for this recognition. He has a tremendous work ethic and gives 110% in all of his classes. He is a respectful young man who demonstrates respect to all and is helpful with his peers, demonstrating a keen sense to help others who are in need. As we say goodbye to Francisco at the end of the year, I can say that he has made a tremendous impact on all of those around him, and he will surely be missed. It is with great pride that I introduce Francisco as the 8th grade student. Congratulations, great job.
Congratulations. This is for you.
Thank you and congratulations to all of our happenings over the past month. Special thanks to Mr. Toolger, Mr. Gregory, and all the staff who volunteered to organize the Wantage School Drive One for your school event, along with Nielsen Ford. Haven't gotten any final figures in from that fundraising event, but we think it's somewhere north of approximately $2,000. So thank you for that. We attended the Lawrence School and Wantage School Family Math Nights, always very big crowds, always a great event. Special thanks to all the teachers who organized that, Sussex-Wantage Education Association, who applies for a grant from the NJEA Pride. As they've helped fund some of the materials associated with that, so special thank you for that. You know, in the past, we've talked about the CEL well system. We've had the architects and engineers out a couple of times, so we anticipate hearing back from them over the next couple of weeks about, say, some possible solutions to enhancing that system. You may recall from a previous board meeting, Mr. Toth has reached out to us about helping to commemorate some former staff members who served in the armed forces, which the board authorized, and I anticipate probably over the next month or so, maybe the next board meeting, coming out to present those plaques. In regards to our committees, policy and buildings and grounds did not meet. Curriculum and special services met. We discussed reading and writing workshop consultant. That's canceled for December 3rd and 4th. The consultant has moved to Boston. Actually suggested we may be in a position where we didn't need to do that, so we might look to align our efforts in other places. We talked about the statewide assessment scores. You should anticipate a presentation at the next board meeting from Mr. Linsky. Also want to thank Mrs. Wilson, our special education director. I had the opportunity to attend a special education parent fair on October 10th. This is a joint effort from surrounding districts, sending districts. It was hosted at High Point, so thanks to them for hosting it. Basically, it was one-stop shopping for folks to meet with multitude of resources that they might need. So that was very successful. Had the opportunity, I want to thank the board for allowing me to attend the New Jersey School Boards Association convention. It's a great time. It's an opportunity for me to take some professional development down there. And that's all I have for the month.
All right, thank you. At this time, we'll move on to audience remarks. Members of the audience are invited to make brief comments about items on this agenda and matters of interest to the district.
Hello, Lisa Van Orden, President of the Sussex-Wantage Education Association. Just wanted to piggyback on what Mr. Gall had said about the math and reading nights, both at CEL and Wantage. The grants that we write through Pride are on behalf of Kim Walsh and Carol Speck. They're our Pride chairs, and we were granted $1,000 each for both schools for that night. So Jess Orr was in charge of Wantage School, and Heather Fowler was in charge of the Lawrence School, so that's what they donated that night. All the activities, all the things that were given out to the kids, it was a total of $1,000 each. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other comments? At this time, we'll move on to the board secretary certification, please.
Pursuant to NJAC 6A23A-16.10C3, I certify that as of September 30th, 2019, no line item account has encumbrances and expenditures which in total exceed the line item appropriation in violation of NJAC 6A23A-16.10A.
All right, thank you. We're going to move on to the approval of board minutes for September 18th, 2019, work and executive session. Looking for a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Mrs. Williams. Looking for a second.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mrs. Stoll. And roll call, please.
Ms. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. Stoll?
Was I an independent? No. You were. And I abstained.
Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
Mr. Hayden?
Yes.
Ms. Ranzan?
Abstain.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Ms. Hurd?
All right. We have no need for executive session, so we'll move on to the presentation of agenda items.
Under personnel, I'd like to move items 1 through 29 with a note that on 25 there's a typo, should read speech teacher wanted school.
Looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Discussion?
Yes. Item 7, I'm so sorry to see Mr. Linsky leave our district. He's such an asset. And I wish him the best and well in whatever he does. Second that.
Yeah, I think you speak for all of us. He's a great guy, and we will miss him in the district, for sure. Thank you, Mrs. Fields. Anyone else? Discussion on personnel?
I'd also want to thank those employees who are retiring for the years of service in the district. I mean, they had some of the toughest jobs, taking care of almost needy students. So I'd like to thank them for the years of service to our district.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hayden. Any other discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Mrs. Stoll?
Yes.
Ms. Ranzan?
Yes.
Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
Mr. Hayden?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under policy, I'd like to move items 1 through 3.
All right, looking for a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Looking for a second.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Discussion? All right. Oh, it's Mrs. Woody.
Yes. I would just like to comment that I did pass a comment about November 27th being the day before Thanksgiving. I personally don't care. I wish that would have been discussed a little bit more, but I myself am fine with it.
Thank you, Mrs. Woody. Any other comments, discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
Mr. Hayden?
Yes.
Ms. Ranzan?
Yes.
Mrs. Stoll?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under finance, I'd like to move items 1 through 26.
Make a motion.
Thank you, Mrs. Stahl. Looking for a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mrs. Woody. Discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Mrs. Stoll?
Yes.
Mrs. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
Mr. Hayden?
Yes.
Ms. Ranzan?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under special services, I'd like to move items 1 through 15.
Looking for a motion. Thank you, Mr. Hayden. Looking for a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mrs. Woody. Discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Hayden?
Yes.
Ms. Whitty?
Yes.
Ms. Fields?
Yes.
Mrs. Ranzan?
Yes.
Mrs. Stoll?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Under curriculum, I'd like to move item 1.
Looking for a motion.
Make the motion.
Thank you, Mrs. Woody.
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Stahl, discussion. All right, roll call please.
Ms. Whitty?
Yes.
Mrs. Stahl?
Yes.
Mrs. Fields?
Yes.
Mr. Heinen?
Yes.
Ms. Mazzini?
Yes.
Mr. D'Agostino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, at this time, we will move on to unfinished business. Does anyone on the board have any unfinished business they'd like to discuss? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to new business. Does anyone have any new business? Seeing-
Wait a minute, I do, I have to think
Great.
about it though for
Sure.
a second.
Of course.
I know I have something, I just lost it, it like disappeared.
That's right. You're here for a couple more months, right?
2 months.
Want to bring it up?
You always write it down.
I always do, I
If it
don't
comes
know.
to you, is there something I can answer? Talk about?
I don't know, maybe I'll just blurt it out.
You'll think about it.
I'll think about it.
All right, we're good? All right. Any new business? Seeing none, we'll move on to audience remarks again. Members of the audience are invited to make brief comments about items on this agenda and matters of interest to the district. Anyone? Seeing none, we do not have a need for executive session,
I do
so
have a new business, I just
Oh.
remembered it.
we'll go back to new business, Mrs. Fields.
Mr. Gall and I attended the Sussex Borough Day.
That's right.
I
Yep.
actually did it by accident, I have to be honest. I was running into town for something, I forgot all about it, and I was hoping I could get out without seeing him. And I didn't notice me, he noticed me, I'll stay, but it was very good.
And then I said, can you hang out with the tent for a minute? And I disappeared.
But we had a lot
No,
of
it
kids
was a good
come,
time.
we had a lot of kids come to the booth and talked and filled out for their,
So
You
we
know,
would raffle
little
off little
pri-
like STEM prizes.
yeah, so a lot of the kids came, even kids that were in high school stopped by.
Oh, yeah.
Even kids that were not in our school district stopped by, so.
And then there was that heavy downpour, so it ended kind of
Yeah.
earlier than they anticipated.
Better weather.
Yeah, but it was good, and I thank everybody for participating. It was good.
Thank you, sorry for not noting that.
And Mrs. Stahl is actually the chair of the Recreation Committee for Sussex Borough, so thank you to you for your hard work in putting that together, and thanks for having the school there representing. Thank you, Mr. Gall and Mrs. Fields, for manning the table.
Just had an accident. You were there, that's important.
I know, but I had to pass that.
That's important.
All right,
It was nice.
so if no one has anything else, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
One motion.
Second.
Thank you, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.